Why do many men feel disconnected from their hearts? So, in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the number one cause of this and just some different ways in how to reverse that and how to create a whole new reality and relationship in one's relationship to the heart. So, many men, when you think of the relationship that many men have with their fathers, from the previous generation, the relationship, they may notice that there feels as if there is a void, or as if there's something that's missing. And maybe it's so subtle that there could possibly not even be this deep awareness of it, but there is a certain level of understanding and recognizing that when it comes to feeling safe, feeling heard, and feeling able to express and communicate to one's father, that doesn't necessarily exist. And what can happen for many men if they experience this is they grow up within their lives not only wearing a mask, but really growing up recognizing that in order for them to truly be themselves, that's not either fully embraced, or that to a certain degree that is it's not safe. Maybe there was certain verbiage or certain language that really showed that in order to, if one was being a little bit more sensitive or soft, or some of these other words, that was a no-no. Maybe when it came to different emotions around expression, and one being able to see their father and kind of what was modeled, because us as human beings, it's not about our words, but it's about who it is that we're being. So if we have this model, as in our fathers, and the only emotions that we see from them is anger or happiness, and there's maybe not this dialogue of, hey son, I feel fear around this, or I feel upset, I feel disappointed, I feel hurt. Whatever these different emotions are that people will say these emotions are very, can be considered uncomfortable. If there wasn't necessarily a model who could not only express and be with those emotions, but at the same time create a safe and non-judgmental space for a child, for a son, to feel like they're able to be seen, to be heard, and to truly be themselves, then what can happen for many men is they become older and get into intimate relationships and go through their professional careers and have a certain level of success. They can feel this inner void where it feels like something is missing. It feels like, okay, it doesn't matter how well I'm doing at my job. It doesn't matter that I'm in a relationship that may be heartful and very loving. Um, there can still feel like that there's something that is missing. And many men who experience this, they also, when it comes to relationships with other men, they may not have any. Or the ones that they do have, it could be very much more surface level, where the conversations, the dialogue is always, whether it be around sports or politics or the weather. But in terms of having deep and heartful conversations, that may not exist. And I bring this up because these aspects are very important in one's evolution, in one's journey of being able to not only be aware of one's emotions, but being able to tune deeper and deeper into the heart. And as we tune deeper and deeper into the heart, we become more and more connected within ourselves. And as we become more and more connected within ourselves, then we access more and more potential power that we can express and put out into the world. We can share ourselves vulnerably, authentically, and do so from a place of love. We can become more fearless in standing up for ourselves, asking for what it is that we desire. And if we hear no, learning to be able to navigate those realms and those emotions that may come up from that piece. And all of this is just in the name of continual growth. And all of it is anchored in from a place of being able to purposefully and mindfully tune into what is calling forth within the heart to be expressed. And if one is disconnected from their heart, then it's much more difficult to discern what it is that the heart desires to express. But when we can kind of create this canvas, let's say it's like a picture, a clear white sheet of paper, and it's this clear canvas. And if that canvas is clear, meaning we have awareness of all the different emotions that exist, meaning we have this relationship to being able to be with different emotions and channel those in a healthy way, meaning we're able to feel and be with anger, be with sadness, be with frustration, and love that from with the same capacity that we love joy, happiness, surprise. And we focus all of these emotions and all it is that we're doing and who it is that we're ultimately being from a place of love. And we're able to look at previous experiences. We're able to look at the relationships that we may have had with our fathers from a completely different lens, from a completely different outlook, where it's not looking at this from a place of judgment or from a place of lack, but it's looking at it from a place of compassion, understanding, and recognizing that the previous generations before us, and on a collective level, they didn't necessarily maybe have the toolkit. They didn't necessarily have as much of a possibility. So all this to say, there's an essence of being able to redefine masculinity on your own terms, not on what society says is defined as masculinity. Masculinity being sensitive, being heart-centered, being clear, focused, and at the same time balancing that with being intuitive, being open, being able to relax, being able to be in flow. Just this dance of being able to balance both of these different aspects, these different polarities. And that's how we tune deeper and deeper into ourselves. That's how we tap into a deeper and deeper potential power that we cultivate and we create through the inward awareness and the inward being of opening ourselves up. So, to put a button on top, there's been a tremendous amount of growth throughout the world. We're in a completely different place and a completely different planet than where we were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. And while that is beautiful, ultimately there's still work to do. If we're on this planet, we're alive, we're breathing, then that means we're here for a particular reason. And the more work that we do within ourselves and the more work that we put out into the world and what wants to be expressed or channeled through us, and the more we can continue to step further and further into our missions, into our purposes, and into living a fulfilled life that really puts all these things mindfully, powerfully, and authentically into the world and the universe. I invite you to be with that. And in the meantime, much love to you. If you have any Any comments or anything that comes up for you within this, feel free to list or reach out to me. But yeah, you got this. You know that whatever is a sensitivity or a potential wound, know that that is there for a reason, and there's so much power and so much love and so much of an opportunity to grow and to move beyond that with the right awareness, with the right desire, and with the right focus and intention on doing so. Much love to you.